was just literally on TikTok forever doing my makeup. I was gonna skip my hair, but I was like, I just have to do my hair. It's looking crazy. Geez, last night I was like rambling on and on about these conspiracy theories. That's pretty buzzed. Hi, Melissa. Right, the song's a good song. But hey everybody, what are you guys getting into today? Hi, Kimberly. Wait, yeah, Kim. Honestly, right now, I'm just going to, it reminds me of Tokyo. Interesting. Right now, I'm honestly just, hi from Chicago. I'm just getting ready just to sit on my ass and look cute and watch The Matrix. Thank you, lovely Alana. Thanks. I feel like yellow looks so good with brunette hair. Hi, Ellie. Hi. 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 It is so nice out today. I was even thinking of going in the pool right now, but I don't think it's that hot out. But I really just feel like doing nothing. Hi. I need to take her to the dog park. That's what I should do. You go to the dog park today? Outside. But anyways, what are you guys getting into today? Chicago's 34 degrees. Oh my gosh. Me as we speak in my PJ still doing nothing, watching Grey's Anatomy. I don't know, it is nice out, and like I just, to me, like I'm like, I just want to drink some wine and just look cute and watch The Matrix. But I'm going out for I'm going out to go eat some Mexican food at like 6 o'clock, like 6:30. I'm going out for margaritas. Hi baristas, the release date for Lethal Dust. So my premiere is going to be at the end of May for Lethal Dust, but it's going to be here in Phoenix, Arizona. Someone did ask me last time, which was a good question, and at first I was like no, but I said no because I know I was overwhelmed with like just spending so much on like what I've been investing in it. Anyway, somebody asked me if I was going to do a premiere in LA. I think it would be smart of me to do some sort of something in LA. It doesn't necessarily need to be the biggest theater, because that's what I was thinking, but there's so many places that will showcase your film. I saw this girl recently who's a filmmaker who did it at some spot, and like I'm pretty much gonna reach out to her because we've been talking back and forth about short films, asking her for advice. Can we drink at the premiere? I could ask the theater. I don't know if they'll allow it. It's literally like a normal theater, so I don't know. Wait, maybe. I mean, they let you drink at theaters. But after the premiere in Arizona, I do want to work on somehow getting it somewhere in Los Angeles. It doesn't need to be a freaking big theater, because I'm not going to spend like 15K, 10K on a theater. Like, that's insane. But I do know there's places that will still showcase it. Like, I just need to do my homework and find these events. But like even some places will mix your film with other people's films and kind of make it like a night of watching people's short films and meeting filmmakers, etc. But I was thinking, I'm like, I really do want to do that. I'm like, how could I not go to LA and promote it? That's like, that wouldn't be smart of me. So I'm trying to think of where. Would it be available to watch online also? It will, but it's gonna be a while till anyone sees it online because, again, I need to. After Lethal Dust is done, I'm gonna have the premiere. After the premiere, then I'm submitting it into film festivals. Film festivals don't like when you put you show your movie out to the public because it doesn't make sense. If they wanted to invest, they would be like, "What's the point if you already put it out there?" So I'm gonna do a festival run and get my movie in there and start networking, meeting the right people. I was gonna just put it on YouTube, but then as I started talking to more people, they were like, you would have the right pair of eyes if you got to network and go to these events. You don't have to go to all of them, but if you strategize what events are important. So I'm gonna do that, so because I think it would be smarter and beneficial for my film and get the right pair of eyes on it. After that, then I could finally put it on YouTube. Like one girl, she put it on Amazon Prime and then Fandango, I think that's what it's called. I know I could put mine on Amazon Prime too, but again, it would just, like, less eyes would be on it because a lot of people, they're not gonna want to pay for it. Rather, if I put it on YouTube, then that'd be easier. But long story short, I'm gonna put it on YouTube, but not until I'm done with the film festivals. Not until they see it first. I am getting a little impatient though, because I'm like, oh, like, I feel like the process has been so long, but this is just a part of making a movie. But even me, myself, I'm like, oh, I just want to see it already, like, all together. Like, right now, I'm seeing little pieces of it all coming together, but I'm like, we're waiting for one last person. But he should get it back to me, and, like, he's the FFX person. I think that's the proper way of saying it. I feel like I've been saying that, but... Ew. My gosh, Ellie. She literally farted and then walked away. Oh my god. Ellie. Oh my god. Hold on. Ellie. Come here. Go out there. Go out there. Jesus. Disgusting. I'm gonna see if we can drink at the premiere. I would love to have a glass of wine. I am drinking a glass of wine right now, so cheers. I'm just gonna watch The Matrix and put my feet in the pool and just, that's it. You never watched The Matrix? Honestly, I really haven't either. I mean, when I was little, I saw parts of it because I saw my mom watching it, but I didn't understand it because, again, I was a kid. It honestly was very confusing to me. So that's why now, since I'm all into we're in the Matrix stimulation era, that's why I'm like, I kind of want to watch it, and I just want to watch it because I'm sure I could understand it now. I hate doing my hair. I get so lazy. Yeah. Especially the part where I think they're sitting on a bench and she's telling him to get the red pill or the blue pill. And then he asked her, like, why does it matter if you already know what decision I'm going to make? And I think her response is like, it's for you to understand why. I don't know, something. I'm like, that's the part I want to see. But yeah, what are you guys going to do today? I don't know why I woke up today thinking it was friggin' Sunday. But I'm happy it's not. That's what I keep figuring out. Everything past, present, and future already exists. So that means future Bricia is already existing. Like, I wonder what I'm doing. Working on a Saturday? Oh, what time are you out? This weather is so up and down. Like, it was like sunny earlier, now it looks like it's getting cloudy. We had random rain the other day, which was so weird. Did I already do the back of my head? Oh. I think also because I don't want to go out really or much or be around people is because like I said, these past few days I just been in like, my energy just feels so flat. Like I just feel like, I don't know, weird. I just feel weird. So I was like, I just want to stay in and not be around people. Chit Chats in my car? What do you mean, like when I would talk about topics and stuff like that? Those were fun. I think though I am gonna bring back those topic videos. I do enjoy them, but I don't like just sitting down with my mics and just talking about a certain topic. Oh yes, by the tree, I remember. Oh my god, I caught it. Good thing, it was about to fall. It doesn't fall. Yeah, but by me doing that, I always had the car running, and I think I was running out my battery or like fucking up my car, or I don't know. I think I'll do that, but like I like to more maybe sit down at comfy places, different spots, and kind of just sit there with my mics and kind of make them more cozy and like talk about a topic. I do want to talk about, I feel like I've been saying this, but I was just vlogging all week. But my next one I want to do is stepping into your main character energy, or how to be feminine, or the power of femininity. I don't know, when I talk about that one, femininity, a lot of girls get triggered. They disagree with me, but it's just like my point of view. One that I really also want to talk about is visual manifestation, and like what comes when you have like these dreams, and just like, I don't even know what I would name that one as, but I really think I want to start with that one first, because that one is like something I'm very passionate and something that I can relate to right now in my life. And I'm super like passionate. I'm like very important to like, it's very important to me to like let people know who are dreamers. Like I just have a big soft spot for people who have dreams. So just I kind of wanted to talk to them about that, like the state of mind you need to have and what comes with that. Like you're gonna lose friends and like family, or just it takes a lot of sacrifice, or like being alone, and all it's just like isolation. But it's like that's part of it. You get the vibe. I'm out my mind. I'll probably do that soon. What's today? I'll probably do that, film that one Tuesday. Or you guys could also like ask me or like tell me like what topics you want me to touch base on. I once did a video of how to get over a breakup, but I feel like it really wasn't authentic in that one. So I kind of want to redo that one again. Like someone like my age now, how I would give that advice. Impossible. Hi, Scoot. The one who really inspired me for all this was Emma Chamberlain. Like I really like her content where she just sits down with her mics and just talks about things. Or if anyone has any other movie recommendations, let me know. I want to watch something similar to The Matrix, like something that's gonna make me like mind fuck me. I want to be mind fucked right now. I think right now what I need is like adrenaline, something to make me feel awake. Like I just feel like super gray, like this flat area, like. Sometimes she'll try to squeeze out of that gate where she doesn't fit, but she'll get stuck. Some of my hair's still damp. I'm gonna find something else. I don't listen to music anymore. I don't know why I've been like listening to so much Selena lately. Like I've been obsessed. What time is it right now? 2:42. Okay. Did you guys see when Selena Gomez was kissing Benny Blanco's feet? And I feel like the whole internet freaked out. I don't know why I thought that was funny. This is the one that I was talking about. Emma Chamberlain. She always just sits there and like her, it's always the same spot. Just like chatting. Oh my gosh.
And 6 great flavors. New Dunkin' Zero. Zero sugar energy.
You always hear people say, don't quit, and they miss out on
like this is her setup.
Whereas for me, I think I have the tendency to stay in a situation for too long out of guilt of quitting, even when quitting can be a really important step in this journey of life. And
it's very golden right now. The whole vibe, very golden. I love
success and fulfillment. It can be a step in that, you know. And I struggle with that reality, but I do imagine that some sort of struggle with the opposite reality, which is like quitting too easily. And perhaps that's the default sort of approach to deciding whether or not to quit something. And perhaps that's why the advice that we grow up with is don't quit no matter what. Don't quit. Keep going.
Okay, let's skip that
Welcome
one.
back to Advice Session, a series here on Anything Goes where you send in your current dilemmas or anything, and I mean literally anything you want advice on. And then I give you my unprofessional advice.
Come out to the woods.
Come out to the woods. One step further.
One little tiny step further.
Have you guys ever heard of the how do you know how to say it? Appalachian Mountains or something like that? Apparently everyone who goes there always ends up missing. And like people who always, like reporters or anyone who tries to like study or film it, they always still end up missing. These girls are talking about, sometimes I'm careful what I watch when it comes to these girls because I feel like I don't want to channel any of that, but if they're talking about like witchcraft or any of that, I won't watch it. But if they're talking about like a haunted forest, like I'll watch it.
Just pass the tree. Just give us your soul and your body so we can consume it. Yummy, yummy, yummy. If you see something, no you didn't. If you hear something, no you didn't.
It's Appalachia.
And we have some horrifying stories from you all about Appalachia.
Yes, the Appalachian Mountain. There was this guy, he was on TikTok and like, well, I guess it was a recording footage they found of him out there. And he went out there to go camp, or like, he heard it was scary and he wanted to go see if it was true or not. And he went out there by himself and he started recording himself and he started saying that there was somebody or something surrounding the tent. And he started crying and like, I really did believe him because he looked like really scared. And he was saying it didn't sound like an animal and like he saw its hand, and then all of a sudden he went missing and they never found him again, but they found that recording of him. I don't even know how they found that, but then I started looking into it and I'm like, a lot of people have stories about this mountain. I'm like, that's so scary. And I never even heard of it either.
Help us be better.
And we also want to create new episodes that you want to listen to. So it will help us with the future of Two Girls, One Ghost and making it a more enjoyable experience for you. So we all win here. It's a win-win-win. Whoa. It's a win-win-win experience.
Feedback. Stop stumbling over words.
Can you speak?
Can you even speak
Can you speak English? Yes. And we're about to
Sometimes.
get into a whole episode of ghost stories about one of our favorite topics. So enjoy, and please fill out the survey if you have a couple minutes.
Thank you.
To the episode.
Hi.
This is Two Girls, One Ghost.
They tell stories like that people send
And
in.
we are your ghostesses. That is Corinne.
Hello.
I'm Sabrina.
I think I've told you guys
And
about
you might
this,
notice
their
if you're
channel
watching
before.
the
It's
video
Two
that the
Girls,
lighting
One
is green.
Ghost.
And there's one place in the world that made me pick the
Only
color.
one place in the world
Only one that's
that
green.
has green.
No, but it's dark. It's vast. Its landscape spans many, many states, if not countries.
It's mountains.
And there are
If not
numerous-
countries.
Yeah, it goes up through Canada. And
I
then
thought it
into
ended at Mount Cataris.
no. Remember when
Oh, I
I
guess
did the
that's
little
the
episode?
trail. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of the trail. Okay. It's Appalachia.
Yeah, it's Appalachia. And there's creepy things, all those things, whatever. And we have some horrifying stories. We summer camp for a week.
I get so impatient. Like, I hate when people talk too much. It's like, get straight to the point. We want to hear the story.
If you have any ideas, please let me know because I would love to figure it out. It's a ghost. Okay.
Watch it.
I was about 10 years old and I was living in West Virginia. That summer, I guess my parents decided it would be a fun idea to send me to summer camp for a week. And it was a Bible summer camp. And it was in the Appalachian Mountains region. So we've got summer camp, Bible summer camp in Appalachia.
That's trifecta.
Yes. This was about 45 minutes from my house, and it was the type of camp where they made you go to a service for an hour before you could even eat. Yeah.
Oh no, I would
Yeah.
vomit.
During my week at this camp, I developed a deep love for Blue Bunny ice cream sandwiches. I'm not joking, I ate one or multiple every single day that I was there. I love that. This obsession with ice cream sandwiches made me one day go into the community center where they sold
I'm gonna go get something real
And for
quick.
context, I had heard from a friend I had made at the camp that the pastor's kids were also at this camp and that his kids were young. So when I entered the community center, blinded by my love for the ice cream sandwiches, I saw a boy who looked a few years younger than me and I really thought nothing of it. The thing that did catch my eyes though was that he was holding a large cone of strawberry ice cream that looked amazing. So I went up to him and I asked him where did he get it? Because they did not sell scoops of ice cream at this camp, only the prepackaged stuff. But this boy does not respond. He just stares at me silently. So naturally I keep asking him like, hey boy, where'd you get the ice cream? Hey boy. I added that part. Where'd you get the ice cream? Each time I asked, I was more and more determined because I loved strawberry ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yeah. My obsession demanded to know where to get scooped ice cream. But still, he didn't answer me. So since I couldn't get an answer from
I
him
hate the
verbally,
orange
I
gummy
walked by him
bears.
to get to the
I don't know
counter
why I
in the
like
corner,
gummy bears with white wine. It's like my new
Hey,
favorite
where's that
thing,
boy
my
get
new
his
favorite
ice cream?
combo.
thinking she would poke her head out the window and
I always get the
tell
white
me
ones
where,
and the red
because
ones.
he was still completely visible from where I was at the counter. However, when the girl did poke her head around the corner and I looked to see where she was looking, the boy was gone.
And the strawberry ice cream was gone too.
She asked me which boy, and I was confused, so I looked back again, doing a double take, and there he is again, standing there. So I told her, that boy, and pointed. And then both of us turned together to look, but when we do, he's gone again. I was pointing at nothing.
Oh, that
Mr. Ballin on YouTube tells really good stories. Mr.
She told me
Ballin.
a second time that no one was there. I looked back by myself this time, and again, he
Never
is
heard of him.
there. I looked back at the counter again to complain about him disappearing and reappearing, pleading my case that a boy had been standing there with strawberry ice cream. So a third time.
Mr. Ballin, I'm gonna look him up right now. Oh, he has a lot of good views. He has like 3 million on this one. 2 months ago. I wanna watch this one.
Today, we have a very special bonus episode for you guys. It's a collection of 5 true scary stories.
Also, these are all
about real people who come
inspiration for like
face-to-face
writing.
with real-life
Inspiration.
monsters. Now, these 5 fan favorites have all been completely re-edited for today's episode. So even if you've seen or heard some of them before, this is going to feel like a totally new viewing experience. But before we get into today's 5 stories, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload once a week. So if that's of interest to you, please secretly reverse the like button's car blinkers so when they signal left, the right one comes on,
my
and
God.
vice versa. Because she was not having a good time. Nobody else had asked her to go, and she... In 1978, 16-year-old Bridget Geiger was waiting outside her home in Ohio for a boy named Jeffrey to take her to prom. She wasn't particularly excited to go to prom with Jeffrey. He was known to be really nervous around girls, and so she figured it was going to be a pretty awkward date, but nobody else had asked her to go, and she really wanted to go to prom, so she said yes. When Jeffrey showed up, she was immediately disappointed. He was wearing this odd ensemble of vest and bow tie, as opposed to the standard tuxedo that she was anticipating him wearing. And so now they weren't going to match. He was also so nervous that he was visibly shaking and couldn't pin her corsage to her dress. And so Bridget's mom had to come out and put the corsage on. After the corsage was on, Bridget's mom would take a couple of very awkward photos of them kind of stiffly standing in front of her house before they ultimately got in Jeff's car and headed for the prom. When they arrived, Bridget wanted to go on the dance floor to see her other friends to kind of lighten the mood because she was not having a good time with Jeffrey so far. But she did stay with him, and it was clear that Jeffrey hated being at the prom. He hated being around this swarming group of teenagers. Bridget felt kind of bad and said, "Hey Jeffrey, do you want to go sit down and just grab a bite to eat over at the little food cart they have here?" Jeffrey's very relieved and says, "Yes, I'd love to do that." And the pair leave the dance floor and walk over to the little food court area. As they're about to sit down, Jeffrey pulls the chair out for Bridget. She sits down, he kind of pushes her in like a gentleman, but then instead of sitting down with her, he just walks away without telling her where he's going. Bridget assumed he was just going to the bathroom, but after a really long amount of time had passed, and it was clear he had not just gone to the bathroom.
Where does he get these
she
stories
got up to
from?
look for him. And so she went on the dance floor, she can't find him in the building, and so she goes outside to see if maybe his car's not there anymore. Maybe he just left. And she sees his car, it's still in the lot. When she turns around to go back into the prom, she sees Jeffrey sitting on a curb, just eating McDonald's cheeseburgers. And she goes over to him and she's like, "What are you doing out here?" And so he told her that he just wanted to step outside and get a couple cheeseburgers and then come back and he would sit with her while she ate, but they wouldn't let him back in. And so he just went and got more cheeseburgers and thought he would wait here until she came outside. And now that she was outside, she couldn't get back in either. So she just says, "Hey, I'd like to just go home." And so Jeffrey is mortified and he tells her, "I'm so sorry. I wanted this to be a nice evening for you. I'm sorry it wasn't." He drives her home. He says goodbye. She walks into her house. He drives off, and that was that. Bridget only saw Jeffrey one more time after that. It was about a week after prom, and Jeffrey actually invited her to come over his house for what he was calling a house party. And Bridget's like, "There's no way this kid's throwing a house party. He can barely stand to be around just me, let alone a crowd of people." But she was polite.
Someone said,
"I'd love to come to your house party."
"Have you ever done meditation outside under the stars and make contact with
And as soon as she walks in, all Jeffrey wanted to do
extra beings?" I can't say it.
the devil. She was so immediately
No, I never done that. But
only a couple of minutes.
I think what's bothering me is like I've been even telling myself like, "Brisa, you probably shouldn't say this out loud because people are gonna think you're crazy." But something that's bothering me is like, this has happened since I was a kid, but it stopped happening as much as I got older, and when I started smoking weed, I don't know, I just noticed it's coming back to me more lately, and like. And I know when I've talked to other people about it, they're like, "No, I never experienced that. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." The only time that someone's ever understood or was one time when I was younger, I went to a psychic and they had told me like everything that I was experiencing, and it was kind of like my own little secret. But then they were telling me, anyway, sometimes when I'm around people, I've been experiencing this when I was little. Like, I'll be around people and like, I could pick up a lot of information that's gonna happen or come from their life. And I know it sounds weird. And like, I remember when I was a little kid, I used to tell people what I saw, and I could tell they would get scared. And when I started learning more about this, I realized I'm like, this gift is not for me to tell others. Like, it's like I'm interfering with life in a sense by me telling them this, and it could scare people. Or they could just be scared. And as I grew up, I realized I'm like, this gift is for myself. It's not for other people. Like, if something's gonna happen to someone, like if there's like gonna be a passing, like I always had a dream about it before I knew it. I was never wrong about it. But it's different because like I'll get things in dreams, but they don't even feel like dreams. They feel more so like visions. But when sometimes I'll talk to new people, I could pick up like things that are like happening in their life. And like sometimes when I was little, I would ask them like, "Oh, do you have this or do you have that?" And they would freak out because they're like, "How does she know that?" And I could tell like I was freaking people out. And it was something that I experienced a lot when I was a kid. As I got older, I feel like it started going away. But since I stopped smoking, I realized it's all coming back. And I thought that was like a phase in my life that kind of was just I used to think about it a lot still, like how that was for me as a kid, and like now I've noticed like it's all coming back. But if anything, it feels stronger, and like sometimes I just am confused and I don't know how to navigate that. Sometimes, like I know it sounds so weird. It's even weird to myself. But I noticed the closer I'm to somebody, like if I love somebody, it's harder for me to pick up these. I don't get as much information. It always happens when I meet strangers who are new. I pick up so much information. It's like I don't even ask for it, it just comes to me. And I think it's so weird. And like I've asked so many people when I was little growing up. I even asked my twin one time when I was a couple times when we were growing up because we're twins, so I thought she experienced the same thing. But I think I scared her too because she was like, no. Like, and I remember one time somebody told me when I was little, I was telling an adult this, and they told me to keep it to myself and not to tell anyone. And so I did. And then one time when I was like, I think 15, I went to a psychic reader, and it had nothing to do with what I was experiencing. It had to do with like I was just in a breakup, and like she told me, she was like, "Oh, you're gifted," and I was like, I knew what she meant, and I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "You need to know that you can't tell people like." You can't tell people what you see because it's too much. Like you're almost interfering with life, and if some people can't handle that, and she told me, she's like, your gift isn't for others, it's for yourself. And now I know, like now I understand what that means. But sometimes I'm just like, even on my dad's side, like we have a grandma who a lot of us don't talk to her, and I really believe. Even my family believes this too. I'm not the only one. I really believe my mom's passing has a lot to do with what she put something on my mom. And she's like that's why when girls are like, say like they're like a witch or whatever, it's like, I think it's humorous because it's like, I have a grandma in Mexico who real life is really a fucking witch. But she uses her gifts for bad. But we have the same bloodline. So I'm not a witch, but I am gifted. Like, and I am powerful, but I don't use my things for bad. Like I use it for good. And I know it sounds so fucking weird, and I can't even like I wasn't gonna say this out loud, but I think that's why I'm experiencing this flat line right now. Yes, because I'm not smoking weed, but I'm kind of like in disbelief of like what I've been experiencing lately. Yeah, and I even made a video one time a long time ago on YouTube called Wizard Bitch, or I think I called it Wizard Bitch, but that was me kind of suddenly talking about it. I never spoke about it again, but it went away for a couple years, but now it's coming back so much stronger now that I stopped smoking weed. And I think I'm just kind of in disbelief or dumbfounded. I don't know if that's the word of like what I'm experiencing. And it's something that you can't talk to other people about because a lot of people don't experience things like that. So I just kind of just sit with it and kind of just think about it a lot. And I'm just like, sometimes it makes me uncomfortable because of the information I get when I talk to certain people. And even if we don't have certain like conversations, like if I'm in line at a Starbucks and someone's standing behind me, I'm getting waves of information about them. And I know it's none of my business to tell them, but I just kind of sit there and I'm like processing what I'm experiencing. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind. Like, but I'm not, I'm just like, this is just what I'm experiencing. And you know what's crazy is like one time when I went through a bad breakup, I remember I was so hard on myself and I prayed and I was like, I told God, I'm like, how could that have happened to me? How did I not see? What eyes do I have? And I kept repeating, like, wake me up, like, help me see. And I always used to repeatedly say that, like, I want to be awake. I want to be awake. Wake me up. And I feel like now I'm a fucking awake. Like, I'm just experiencing things. That's why, like, when someone does me wrong and I really think about their life, I don't wish bad on it, but I really want, if I want to see like how it's gonna go, sometimes it makes me better what I see in the line, if that makes sense. Hey, I feel like anything I put out or anything I think is happening comes true. Right? I think smoking was suppressing it. It really was. It really, really was. I am Raven Baxter. But it's crazy. I didn't even hear his story.
Misty's like, no, that's the same girl. So they just sat there for a minute until Misty started.
Yeah, but like, it's pretty much like, cause my grandma, like, she is super gifted on my dad's side. Like, we don't ever talk to her, cause she uses her gifts for bad. Like, she does Santeria. She fucking goes to Durango, Mexico. She lives there. Like, she goes to Durango, Mexico. Anyone who knows Durango, Mexico, like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, so it's like, it's in my bloodline. Like, it's in my genetics, and I feel like it passed down to me. Not, and obviously, like, when you're naturally gifted like that, you could choose to like use your gifts for good or bad, but like, I always kind of just try to ignore it. But I feel like I said earlier, like, it's in my fucking face, like, lately a lot. And then I'm kind of curious because it's like, I know when I go to New Orleans, I know I'm gonna feel like so much more energy. Even my friend was telling me, he was like, oh, do you want to do the voodoo tour? And I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't want to do the voodoo tour. I'm like, I'm not gonna let anyone touch my hair or give me a hug or nothing. I'm like, we could do the vampire tour. I'm like, but I'm not. I'm like, I already know I'm gonna pick up so much energy out there. Like, but you know, when you are like that, you learn to have protection over your own energy, and you practice having, like, every time I step out somewhere, I always say a prayer to protect me over myself, because I'm just like, I don't know, like, you don't want to open a door to bad energy to yourself.
Misty remembers looking at her mom, who suddenly recoils in horror and screams, and then they take off like crazy, flying.
I need to put a pimple patch here. I'll put a pimple patch. What time is it?
What did you see? And her mom's got her hand over her mouth, and she's speeding down the road, and she's crying now.
People hated me so bad because bad things happened to me.
What she just saw. And so Misty's asking her mom, what did you see? What happened? And finally,
that's so funny. It's so funny because I promise you, anyone who's ever done me wrong in life, anyone who's ever lied, been mean-spirited, or played with my feelings, they're not doing good right now. And they think like I've done something, and it's like, no, I haven't. Like, you need to be careful of who you're messing with, because you don't know. Like, my ancestors, like, if I'm given this gift, it's like, I really feel like I must have been something or done something in my past life. Like, my ancestors do not play about me. I keep telling people that, like, anyone who's ever been with me, like, they're like, it's like they're going backwards. Like, their peak was with me. I had them at their best version. Ever since then, they just plummeted. It's so true. And I really feel like they think they had that power, but when I left, I think they realized, like, oh shit, that wasn't me, that was her.
This breakup caught him by surprise because he actually just recently moved to Colorado in order to be closer to his girlfriend.
Oh my god, I got a wedgie.
After a few weeks of
It's just like all up in my ass. Did you see it on the camera? Did you stop smoking cold turkey? No, I stopped smoking cold turkey. My ex was incensed. Oh, hell no. Totally interesting how gifts are unique to people, like beauty or talent. So many variations, and people would never imagine. Right? Right? That's why I'm very big on, like, no, I think I don't ever want to be like my grandma on my dad's side. But I'm not gonna lie, as much as I don't like her, she's an extremely powerful woman.
He wasn't complaining. They chatted for a couple of weeks and they got on great, and so they wanted to get together and actually.
There goes my fucking wedgie again.
Leah lived well over an hour away from Derek, so there wasn't a natural meeting place, and they're going back and forth about where they want to go.
Oh, Colombiana, I'm sorry.
Why don't you just come to my town? There's this great.
But now you have like a guardian angel, like you have a second pair of eyes above, looking down and protecting you. Oh, 2 years ago? That's still pretty fresh. I'm so sorry. Was it like, was she sick or something? You don't have to answer. Yeah, my mom passed like, it literally, probably like 7 years ago, 6 years ago. I don't know why I thought it was 5 years ago. It happened in 2018.
And it's like they knew each other, but they didn't know each other because their entire relationship was online.
Look at this pimple patch on.
Phone call. And so it's like they had history, but they didn't. But either way, Derek was really happy, and it seemed like Leah was.
That's why when girls try to do stuff on me, I'm like, you guys have no fucking idea that I was literally born with this. You guys get your little sticks and stones from these shops, and it's like, I don't think they know. And I think once they start messing with it, then they're like, oh shit. Now I'm losing everything because I fucked with the wrong person. I love to see it though. Wait. Wait, I think I have another one. Look, this one and this one. Oh. Okay, they put us. Hold on. She was so. Oh, my freaking ass is like swallowing this shirt. She was sick. I was able to spend up to her last days right next to her, so I'm thankful for that. Oh, I'm sorry. How old are you? Like 24, 25? 28. Oh, you're young. That was a good story. I definitely love that for you. I'm the same way. I don't tell everyone anything spiritual about myself because there's people here that aren't meant to wake up the truth. It's true. I also feel in some strange way when my mom passed, like I feel like some of her energy went to me. Like, do you ever feel like that, Colombiana? Do you ever feel like since your mom passed, like some of her energy went to you? Like almost like you became her in a way? Like, yeah, you're still yourself, but like you feel like some of her energy transferred to you. I feel like that with my mom. Because after she passed, like I feel like I was starting to feel things that were not. My mom had so much strength and she was very strong and fiery. Like she was a Scorpio. And I was not like how I was back then. Like I was very timid, very shy. Like after she passed, I feel like I got some of her energy, if that makes sense. You feel like that too? Wow. My mom, too, she was always on go. What was your mom's sign? What was her zodiac sign? I'm gonna go get more wine. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go see Ellie. Hopefully she didn't freaking get out of the. Hopefully she didn't put her ass through that gate.
She wasn't paying attention to him. She was just furiously typing away on her phone, which Derek did think was a little bit odd. You'd think that she'd be more interested in this strange thing that just happened. Some weird guy just blocked us in and I'm confronting him. You'd think she'd be interested in that on some level. She might want to know what I said to the guy and what he said to me, but she didn't seem to care. She was just really invested in whoever she was typing on her phone. And so Derek thinks, whatever, throws the car back in drive and continues up the trail the way they were going before they stopped. So Derek continues down the road just a little ways until he sees a little dirt lot that's butted up against this huge field they're going to be hanging out on for the night. So he laughing and they're stargazing.
Lots of power used for bad. We are definitely seeing it in the world.
After about an
It
hour,
is a lot of
Julie
power.
walked outside.
But the thing is, a lot of people don't have natural powers. They channel that because they want it so bad. Like they start fucking with Santeria, sticks and stones and fucking crystals and all that shit. They want power so bad.
Derek is looking out there.
But some people are naturally have it.
And now the van is driving down the road, not leisurely like it was before, but they're flying down the hill. And before Derek or Leah had a chance to react to this van barreling down on them, it comes flying into the parking lot, practically hits his car, and comes to a stop where it's boxed.
My mom.
So even if he got in his car, he couldn't drive away. And so Derek jumps up, Leah jumps up.
My mom,
The caretaker, the nice caretaker we talked to before, he hops out of the driver's seat.
when she passed away, my dad came to the funeral, and I haven't seen that man since I was like, I didn't really grow up with him. And like he was like, I feel like this is my fault. Then I asked him why, and he was like, I remember when your mom left me. He's like, I became so desperate to get her back. And he's like, so I went to my mom, which is the witchcraft lady I was talking about, the grandma. And he's like, I went to her and I told her that I needed her help getting your mom back. And she asked me to bring some of my mom's belongings. So he brought her hairbrush to her. He brought her like things that belonged to my mom. And he said that they went to Durango, Mexico, and that they did stuff with my mom's things. And that they told him that my mom would pass away in the hands of a man, and that she would never find love after him. And that they told him that she would call him the next day. And I remember that day. I remember I was little and I was getting ready in the restroom, and I heard her talking to my dad, and I thought that was so weird because it's like, that's something that she wouldn't do. So I was like, why is she doing that? And like, after that, they never spoke again. But my mom experienced so many omens in her life. Like a white owl will come visit her at her window, like which if in the Mexican culture they believe as a witch. A big fat snake would appear and just stare at her in like random places. Like she just had a lot of bad omens. And I remember when I was little, I would get so much dreams about her, like things that were gonna happen. And I remember I told her one time of this dream I had, and I told her that somebody's doing something to her. She just looked at me so scared, and she kind of just shrugged it off. And like now I think she was doing that because she didn't want to open that gate with me, but I think her herself knew like something was wrong. And then a month before her passing, my mom, like when they did the autopsy on her, like she didn't have drugs in her system. She didn't have alcohol, and she didn't smoke or do drugs. But a month before her passing, she was so scared to be in her own house in Mexico because she said she heard something under the bed laughing at her. So she was so scared she slept in the car, and she called my uncles, which is her brothers, and was telling them about it. I didn't hear and find out about this until after her passing. And I'm like, why didn't anyone tell me that she heard this in her home? Because she was there by herself. And I feel like it was the darkness, like knew like it was her time was coming, like, and exactly how the stupid fucking grandma said she would pass is how she passed. And that's why my dad, when he was at the funeral, he was saying like, I feel like this is my fault. He's like, because I shouldn't have never messed with that. And like my mom always like would fear that grandma, like his mom. And I really believe that mom thought that my mom did witchcraft on my dad, but because they were so much in love, like I think she thought that my mom did something, but she didn't. They were just in love, and I feel like the mom got jealous and interfered with their love. It's really fucked up. But she's an evil lady. And one time when I was little, one time when I was 15, when I went to go meet my dad again for the first times in Mexico, I had to go to the restroom, and I passed through her room. And when I was passing through her room, there was a big thing of the Santeria, and like she had fucking cut chicken, like chicken blood, and like she had everything. And I'm just like, I felt so uncomfortable being there. Months before he did it, he texted me on Snapchat telling me that he had a dream with me that something really bad was gonna happen to me. Wow, that's scary. Yeah, it's really crazy. Like, there's crazy people out there. Even when, like, my brother had surgery, like, that grandma had to come, and that was the first time she saw my mom in a long time. And I was pregnant with my daughter at the time, and my mom was like, don't tell her you're pregnant. And it was weird because, like, when she came into the house, the first thing she said was like, oh, someone has a child who's pregnant. And all of us were like, none of us, but it was me. But it's funny how that was the first thing she said, and I'm like, I don't need this bitch doing fucking stuff to my daughter or me. So I just lied, and I was walking around with like baggy clothes.
In the 1990s, Rachel and Molly were full-blown goths. They had black hair, black makeup, black clothes, they had the black heavy combat boots, and at one point they and their other goth friends started hanging out in a cemetery.
You got me wedgie.
Funny, like, look at us, we're goth, we hang out in cemeteries. And then they actually enjoyed it and began hanging out in the cemetery.
My chihuahua, she's out there tanning.
Molly calls Rachel to go hang out in the cemetery.
She's living her best life.
Rachel was just sitting at home and she was bored out of her mind, and so the call came at the perfect time. And so Rachel's like, yeah, I'd love to go. So she flies downstairs and she sits on the front step and she's waiting for Molly to show up. And eventually Molly's car rolls down the street.
The color of the fit looks nice on me, thank you.
Molly is the only one in the car.
But you know what's crazy? This is how I know when you do stuff to somebody, like she was doing that to my mom, and when you do stuff like that to somebody, it goes back to someone you love and it makes them go crazy. So it went back to my dad, which is her son. Like, I remember when I saw him for the funeral, like, he was just walking around for like hours, and we had to drive around to find him, and he wasn't even on drugs or anything. But it's like he was losing his fucking mind, like talking to someone and kept repeating it, like he was losing his mind. But that's what happens. Like, his mom is doing witchcraft on somebody, and when you do witchcraft, you're kind of exchanging somebody. So it goes back to the person that you love the most. Stuff like that even if it works for like a month or a year, it always backfires 10 times harder, and it goes back to someone you love, which unfortunately it's my real dad. And he just has so much bad luck, and like, it's just, and then he walks around like talking to himself like he's losing his fucking mind. And at one time when I saw him at the funeral, I asked him, I'm like, why do you do that? And he's like, do what? I'm like, why do you walk around so far, and by the time you're done walking, you don't even know where you're at, you went so far. I'm like, why do you do that? And he was just like, I don't really realize, like, he speaks only Spanish, but he never really wanted to talk about it. I think he didn't even understand it himself. Yeah. He even told me, he's like, when someone passes away, he's like, your mom's gonna be here for 7 days. Like, when a loved one passes away, they stay for 7 days to check on the family and their loved ones, and then their spirit goes wherever it needs to go. And it kind of made me angry at him when I was at the funeral, because I was just like, I really feel like this is your fucking fault, you and your fucking mom. I didn't tell him that, but I was just looking at him like, I don't think he realized what he's done until that moment. When he saw her, he kept saying, like, in Spanish, like, that should have been me, that should have been me, like, I would do anything to exchange. Like, even when I saw him years later, because I didn't grow up with him, but when I saw him again when I was 15, because I was curious to meet my dad, he would always talk about my mom. He was like, I'm so in love with your mom still. He was like, I meet so many women, and he's like, I always still think of your mom. I wish I never messed, because he would cheat on her all the time. And he would always say that. He was like, I feel like my life has been not the same since she's left. And he's like, I've never found a woman like her. And I really believed him. Like, he just kept talking about her the whole trip. Literally. And then my grandpa, Mexico. He was like, yeah, he talks about her almost every day. Let me put my wedgie.
When they get about halfway up the hill, they notice to their right something bright. Now, because they were higher up,
My dad felt the same about my mom's passing. Oh.
to their right, what they were seeing was the top of a bonfire. So the girls take a couple more steps up the hill. They gain some
Yeah, she's the one that got away. And ever since my mom like left him, she never was the same with men. Like she wasn't the type to freaking fall in love or like be head over heels and distraught over a man. Like no, she was running the show. And I would always look at her like when I was little, like I would always be like, what's wrong with her? Like why is she like that? But now that I'm a woman, I know why. I'm like, I understand. I really feel like that was her. I really feel like she loved him so much. Like she wasn't the same after him. Like she treated every guy after that like they were nothing. Like, I mean, she still loved or was in relationships, but I really feel like she was different after that. Wait, did you say what was your mom's sign? I want to know her sign. Oh, thank you. You look like Belle, Princess in Yellow. Thank you. I like that. Yeah, right? So much yellow and gold. I was just thinking that when I was setting up the thing. I'm like, my favorite color is always red or maroon, but I think my favorite color now is gold. April 24th. April 24th? What is April? I don't know the zodiac sign for April 24th. April? Yeah, I don't know.
But despite Rachel's hesitations, she is intrigued and she does want to see what's going on over there. So the two girls walk down the hill, they make it down to the rock and a tree, and they turn left and they begin walking up this other hill.
Speaking of my mom, I'm actually really excited because in May, after my premiere, we're gonna finally spread her ashes here in Phoenix, Arizona, at her favorite place where she used to love going camping. And there's like this beautiful lake next to where she used to go camping at. So we're finally gonna release her ashes. So I'm like so happy because I just feel like it's kind of like it's like releasing her in a sense. And yeah, so it'll be like around the time where my premiere happens. So I'm really happy about that. Oh, did I turn off the freaking... Did I turn this off? Oh my god. Oh no, oh my god, just dropped it again. Taurus. Nice. You're so strong. I know she would be so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you. She would. She'd be so happy. But it's crazy because like everything that's happening now is like after her passing, I was so like confused about everything. And I remember I went to go see a medium and he was like the best of the best in California. And I was like, he was so expensive, but I'm like, I had to get answers. And he told me, he was like, your mom's case, he's like, it's gonna take years to finally get her ashes. But he was like, but once you do, he's like, she's gonna be back home in Arizona and it's gonna be in your water. And he's like, when it does happen, he's like, pay attention because there's gonna be like a white bird. There's gonna be a certain bird that's gonna be there. And he's like, so pay attention. And he's like, but it is gonna take years until you guys finally get her. And it's so crazy because it's like, it did take years and we finally do have her back home. Like, so I'm just like so crazy because I'm like, that day is coming soon. I'm like in May. May wedgie. Oh, I have my mom in a necklace and the ring of her altar in my house.
This was just a very traumatic experience.
Nice.
And it was also very confusing because they thought they were going over to spy on college kids having a bonfire, and then they're hit with that horrible smell. Like, what was that horrible smell?
I'm gonna look out for that bird. I'm gonna hire like a priest. I don't know if they call it like a seance. I don't know if that's the proper word. Am I saying it right? But I'm gonna hire like a priest or something, like a pastor, to like formally like kind of say a goodbye or like do something like that. Like kind of like say good blessings before we like release. But yeah. I got my freaking eyelash. Wait, who recommended this guy? So how does he get these stories? Is someone sending in stories to him?
She got kidnapped. And Rachel's like, oh my God, really? Like, what happened to her? Did they find her? And her mom was like, yeah, but it was too late. The person who had kidnapped
I feel like we got pretty deep in this chat. I didn't expect that. Maybe that's what was always on my mind this whole past 2 days or something. My conscience? Anyways, I'm gonna head out right now. I'm gonna watch a movie. I'm kind of upset with how this girl did my lashes. I feel like they're kind of all falling off pretty fast. I mean, I know I'm brushing them, but still. One day though, I'm gonna write a movie about my mom's life because it was such a movie of its own. There's so many layers to it. Hi, Myra. What about your journey as a mom? My journey as a mom? My journey as a mom is good. I mean, I feel like because I learned, like, my mom lives a different life. Like, so I feel like I'm trying to change, like, generational curses or just certain things. Or do certain things for my daughter that I never got. One day, you know what I want to do? One day, when I'm famous and successful, I really want to, or even now, like, I really want to find an organization where it helps kids who have, like, who are kids of immigrant parents. Because when a parent gets deported, like, they don't really care where the kid goes or what happens. So I really want to work with something like that. But my journey as a mom, like, I try to change it, like, I mean, in a sense where my mom wasn't very open with her personal life to my sister and I. My mom, to me, was always mysterious. I feel like I never really, like, she was just, I don't know, I just looked at her like an art piece that I would see from afar, and like, but I never feel like I personally knew her because I feel like she was so mysterious. She was just so mysterious. She didn't really open up a lot about how she felt. She's also a Scorpio, so she just didn't really open up a lot about her feelings or her life or like what she was like as a little kid. And like, that's something that I try to change with my relationship with my daughter. Like, I tell her how I grew up. I try to talk to her about having confidence, or about like not caring what people say or think about her, or she's stepping into that age where she's starting to find out, like, you know, who friends who like are your friends or who are not your friends, and just learning the hard way. So I feel like I'm trying to put her on game with life, and just, even when I had my period when I was little, like my mom didn't teach me how to use a tampon or a pad. I remember I got in the car and I was like, I'm like, I started my period. And she's like, she's like, okay. She's like, go in the house and get a pad. And I was like, I'm like, I don't know how to use it. Like, so I just feel like she was just I just feel like she was on survival, which I totally get it. You know, she had my dad out here sending people to frickin' find her. And then she was running from the law. She was running from so many people. So she had to be mysterious. So I don't blame her, but it was just a different lifestyle she lived. Oh, Colombiana, as you should. And my mom would always tell me, one thing she used to always tell me, she's like, Bricia, even when I was a little kid and I wasn't even doing this, she would always tell me, Bricia, don't ever settle in life. Don't ever settle for nothing. She would randomly just pop her head in the room and she'll just be, don't ever settle. And she'll be so serious. And I'm like, okay. But it stuck with me so much now. It was always two things. She was a woman of few words, but when she said something, it meant so much. She would always tell me two things. She would always be like, Bricia, don't ever settle in life. And then the second one is, don't ever snitch. She would always be like, if you're a snitch, you're worth nothing. And I didn't understand that because I was a kid. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna snitch about? But she was so big on that. Don't be a snitch and don't ever settle in life with anything. Was my mom strict? My mom strict? Yeah, she was strict. Yeah, she was strict. Oh, she was an immigrant from Colombia. My mom was a bartender. My mom was like, she wasn't from the States, so she couldn't get like any good jobs like legally, but she made a lot of money like bartending. And then she had if she had a boyfriend, like, yeah, they would take care of her. But my mom was very independent. She would never, she's actually the quite opposite of me. Like, I'm very like, a man should like take care of me. My mom was the opposite. Like, my mom was like very independent. Like, if she had to leave someone, she's like, I'm just like not gonna ever be in a position to depend on someone. Like, she was just so independent, working all the time. And then when they captured my mom and they took her to jail, and she lied to me and my sister because she didn't want to tell us that she was in jail because she's not from the US. She would always tell us, like, she would write us letters, and I remember every time I got her letter I would cry. And I would always ask her, because she would always lie to us and say, like, oh, I'm in college, I went to a university and I'm here in Denver in a college, but really she was in jail. But she didn't want to tell us that, so she would always say that she's studying something, and I would always write in my letters like, can you please just come back? And now that I'm older, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, she was just trying to protect us. Like, she didn't want us to worry or like know that she was in jail. But while she was in jail, she met my stepdad, who was a cop. And when she got released, like, he pretty much took care of us, and he was the first real father figure of our life. And he was like a sense of protection for her. Like, he would protect my mom. Like, there was always cop cars around, like, not all the time, but sometimes there was cop cars surrounded around our home. And it was to protect my mom from my dad. But he was the man who like instilled like respect, common courtesy because he was in the army, so he was completely different from my dad. And he was a cop at one point. He was a sheriff in Denver at the time when she met him. And that was the most normal life we ever had, where we sat at the dinner table, all ate, talked about our day. And he was like really protective over my mom. And he would, and I remember he would always say, he was like, I fell in love with your mom. He's like, because I remember, and he was very handsome. He's like, I would always walk down the jail and all the girls would be like, Mr. I can't say his last name, but they would be like, Mr. So-and-so. They would be like throwing themselves over my stepdad. And he was like, your mom was just sitting there like, never talked to me. And he's like, so I started asking about her. He told me this story because I was like, why did you get attracted to my mom? I'm like, because that's a big step to do, like what you did for her. And he told me, he's like, no matter how much they put your mom in the room and they questioned her to snitch on your dad, she never did. And I'm like, that makes sense because my mom always told me, don't ever snitch. And she's like, your mom rather have done time and did time for your dad, even though this guy fucked her over and should have been in jail. He's like, your mom was still there protecting him and not snitching because she believed in that. And he's like, and I found that really attractive. And he's like, so I told her when she gets released that I'm gonna go pick her up, take care of her and her kids, and we're gonna live in Denver. And he did do that. And he was such a great stepdad. Thank you, Serena. You guys would have loved her. She was so badass. If I could describe her in one word, it's badass. Like, sometimes I'm like, I still think about it, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, she was really cool. I'm like, I never met anyone like her. I'm like, I could never. But one day I'm gonna make a movie in honor of her life to give her flowers for her legacy and the life she lived. It was one hell of a life. And that's just me being vague about certain things that happened in her life or things I saw. But I'm just like, I know to make this film, it's gonna be a more bigger budget. And I wanna be more mature when I make this film because I want it to be my best film ever because it's in memory and giving her flowers, like I said. So I feel like when I make that film for her, I'm going to be 37 years old. Yeah, 37 or 38 years old when I make this movie for her. Because by then I'll have my more like, what is it, skin in the game when it comes to filmmaking. By then I would have already made a lot of films. So by the time I get to that one, I could really put my all into everything I learned into that one. So, yeah. Thanks for hearing me out, though. I didn't think I was going to talk about this on my YouTube channel right now. I just feel like everything's just opening up in my mind right now. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to sit down, go watch The Matrix. I'm so excited to watch it and have some white wine, and I'm gonna go eat some Mexican food at like 6 o'clock. So yeah, but anyways, I love her now. Oh yes, cheers to our mom's Colombiana. I bet she's so proud of you. And one thing, I don't know if you need to hear this, but one thing I tell myself, because I used to be so sad about my mom not being here, I used to always say, like, my way of making her happy is doing good in my life. Like being happy, living my life to the fullest, and really enjoying life. Something that would make my mom sad if I was down on this earth and I was really sad and I was in a bad relationship and I was just not happy. I think that would make her really sad and be like, damn, like I can't be there for her. Like, so I think my way of honoring my mom is living my dreams, doing the best I could be, being happy and not settling, because she always taught me not to settle, and just living life to the fullest. And I always tell myself, when it's my time, then I'll meet her again. Then we can meet and then we can talk about it all again. But until then, I'm like, I'm gonna live my life and make her happy from her watching down at me, like, or looking down at me. So I don't know if you need to hear that, but bye.